Hey, what's up, you guys? It's your girl, Ra Ali.
And this is Louis, a.k.a. Mr. Don Que Lo Que.
This is Cash, your sexologist bestie.
Have no fear. Mr. Organic is here, a.k.a. JDR, and this is...
On the Contrary.
All in your mind.
What it do?
Put it in your mouth.
Sideways, preferably.
In your mother.
Say
Get
you
that
wanna
though,
go
too.
down, why not? I be like Herbie and hand you a cock and tell you that my name is...
He be knowing them words, them songs now. That's his thing. That's cold. That's good. I be f***ing songs.
Akinelli, that was that
That was some good shit. Yeah, it was.
So, you know, we
Okay.
always have Sincere Left, but we want to remind you guys to check out whatever you listen to podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Google, and watch exclusively on itsonsite.tv.com if you actually have the internet working.
Pay the bill.
We're going to jump right into the quick fire questions.
Right to it.
Go ahead, Mr. Organic.
Okay, whether it be pain, sadness, frustration, or tears, joy, describe the last time you cried.
Good job with this.
That's
on the
a
show,
damn.
Teddy. I mean, you're all in our business.
Damn, yeah, that's real, huh?
Ooh.
Yee.
Okay, that's a tough one.
Oh,
See, mine, I may start crying by telling y'all this one right now. So let me just go first. I ain't gonna cry though, I promise.
All right, don't do that.
I was watching some
Ain't no
TV,
bitch.
right?
You ain't
was
no
watching
bitch.
some TV. Nah, I'm playing. What happened was I had just got another promotion at work.
Dope.
Right? and-
Congratulations.
Thank you. But this one isn't recent, but thank you. I take it.
Damn
and
right.
I just thought back to a time when my mother said to me, "This is not the life I had planned for you," because I was having kids early and like that. So she passed away. It's been like 15 years now, 2009. So that tear was for her because she never got to see that side of me. She never got to see me develop. And, you know, people they just be like, "Yo, your mom's is super proud of you." You know, and I just wish she got to see it before
Oh,
she
man.
passed.
Yeah,
I understand.
yeah,
You know what
I'm saying?
that's real,
Yeah.
for sure.
But you do know, of course, that she's smiling down.
Absolutely.
on you.
She's
She
one of the
reason.
reasons.
Yeah, they
That's
give it to you like
forward.
that.
That's
Yep.
what's up.
That's a blessing for
what's up.
sure.
That was it. Love you, mommy.
Organic crowd.
Yeah, my dudes. I mean,
I don't
yeah.
think he has tear ducts.
I really don't, and I always, that's what they call me a gargoyle for reasons. Like I'm made out of stone, but I'm still fly too, you know. So it's both. But
Flies
I only
rocking
probably
the
cried
plant.
like 3 times in my life that I could recall, you know.
Okay.
And the last time, it actually was like a set of traumatic situations in a row. My auntie passed away. One of my close aunts passed away like a day after Christmas. And this is one of my closest cousins' mom. So we basically grew up together. So I was like, damn.
Watching him hurt as well.
That what took it to another level. But then what's crazy about that is the day of the funeral, which took like 2 weeks because it was like a lot going on, but it took 2 weeks for the funeral. But the next day after she passed away, my uncle passed away.
Her
And
husband?
No,
Or
he lived upstairs. He's married to her sister. So he had a stroke the next day and died. So both of they live one downstairs and upstairs. Then, like I'm saying, it's 2 weeks away because I'm setting it up because a week prior to her, after she died, my other uncle died. The reason my name is Jarvis was named after him because they wanted to name their kid Jarvis, but he died like at birth. So he always loved me, and at least he seen me become
Like
great.
his son, like his son.
Yeah, so like all 3 of them died within like a 2-week span.
Oh, I'm sorry
So
to
I
hear
kept
that.
going to funerals 3 in a row.
a lot.
In a week. It was like back to back to back. I'm like, what? It was crazy because I never
and that gives
experienced
you,
that.
it makes you have a darkness, a heaviness.
Yeah,
too.
because I'm the one of the entire
Insignificant
family.
people, too.
Yeah, these are people that super. It ain't no these my mom's sister and her.
Yeah.
She married to her for 20 years, and you know what I mean. So it's like me seeing that was like I'm seeing my close people hurt because I'm the one that everybody come to for everything. I had to pay for all, which is cool, but it's like I'm seeing my cousin, I'm seeing my mom, I'm seeing my other auntie. Like
Everybody's hurting.
back to back to back. So yeah, that was different for me.
That's
So it even broke
understandable.
me down. You know what I'm saying? And but it was all right though. It was good. I'm not afraid to cry. It's really things that affect me.
Right.
But when it do, you know what I'm saying? It's meaningful. So you know, R.I.P. to everybody that lost.
That carpet bombing kind of loss. That's different. That's different.
Yeah, that's different.
For me, well, you know I'm a Pisces. We live at the bottom of the ocean, so you never see our tears.
Sebastian.
We the fish. But for me, the last time that I cried, it was a combination. Anytime I reflect on a difficult past time and I reach a point where that's no longer my circumstance, sometimes I cry as a release of it.
Yeah.
Right? As an acknowledgement that that's not where I'm at no more.
Yeah.
So for me, the last time it was definitely that. It was me and on multiple levels, thinking of how much I have to be grateful for, how much I have to be, outside of career and success. I have happy, beautiful children who are really intelligent and doing well. You know what I'm saying? They do their thing every now and again, but for the most part, I got some solid little ones. I got a great family, a support system. I have somebody who's loving me the right way in my life. You know what I mean? I had to celebrate last year. I moved into a new house. I had a lot of things happen. Bought a new car, all these things that I was doing, but sometimes you forget to stop and celebrate those moments. So I think all at once, I had this deep moment of like gratitude that moved me to tears, because I definitely know how much I had to go through to reach it. So that was the last time.
Yeah, gratitude is major.
That I cried.
Yeah.
So the last time I cried was last Friday or Saturday. I was watching a Netflix special, or it might actually, is it Netflix or Hulu? It was one of the specials. So when I was growing up, there was a girl by the name of Kimba
Smith. As a college student, she was sentenced to more than 24 years in prison after becoming romantically involved with a man who turned out to be a drug dealer.
She went off to college. She started dating this guy, and he ends up getting her caught up in his situation. He got killed before the feds could sentence him, and they made her do the time.
Damn.
They sentenced her. So the only reason I was crying is because, so you guys know my parents, my mom and dad were very, 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 very strict growing up. And my dad was a daddy's girl, right? But my dad's whole sole purpose in life was to protect me in every capacity, and most of all to make sure that I didn't turn out to be what he would refer to as like a statistic. So his whole thing, I think I told you guys before about the picture on my wall, grounded for the next 18 years, was your choices and the kind of man that you choose to be with, the friends that you have, and how your lack thereof being in touch with what's happening in the world could fuck your life all the way up.
Right.
So when the situation happened with Kimba, he made it difficult for me to have a life. Like, he made her story mine by kind of badgering me about it, making me watch the news updates. And at the time, I had done a pretty good job of kind of tuning them out. But when it came up on the TV and I saw her picture, it was trauma for me that I didn't even realize that I had until I saw her. And my husband was like, who pardoned her again? And I was like, Bill Clinton, because all of this was in my head still. It's a really, really sad story. And I was very emotional.
Gotcha.
Sound like, some trauma there,
Yeah,
it helps.
Something.
Gratitude is always good too. I mean, the other time I know I cried before that too, when I got my first like real big deal, like when I saw that first like 100,000 hit that wire. Then I had like one, I ain't trying, but it was like for 7 days in a row.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm a real like I couldn't sleep. I was sitting there like, this is real. This shit really, because it was already, and the thing about it was like the first one supposed to hit, it was like a Memorial Day weekend, so it was like a whole weekend, then it take a couple days.
Yeah.
So I'm like, man, there's some plan. This shit ain't finna go through there. When I was like, at 4 a.m, screenshot, I think I called everything. It really happened. And it kept coming. I'm like, damn. So the shocking of really doing that, able to really retire my mom and get her the car, I'm like, damn, taking all my nephews and nieces to Disneyland, knowing I could do that. And I ended up doing it, but knowing I could finally do these things, it was like, damn, I really became something. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I always thought I was that until I got that money, I couldn't accept it.
More, but it's like
right.
Yeah, I need the money.
Yeah.
I knew more coming, but when I knew I had it, when I could be like, no, I'm that for real. All components touched. Don't come with me.
We know
when
you acted a fool that weekend.
It was the last piece, you know what I'm saying?
Memorial Day too?
Memorial Day, we know you acted a monkey fool.
Before the holiday?
Rory off the rip, 48 Spider.
know.
Give me the one with the roof off. I put that wire right back with right big K right out the same day. I didn't give a f. I spit that so quick. Man, what?
Was gonna come.
What?
And I'm not about to
That first M turned to 300,000 quick, this motherfucker. I was spitting that.
You heard that? His first M turned to 300,000 real quick.
With like $3. I was going. I didn't give a f.
From 0 to 100.
Hey,
Right?
but just to do it, it was something.
that's
So I
crazy.
cried that day.
That's
I
right.
cry right now thinking about it.
Right,
Shit.
right.
Now so this week we got a conversation, I think, guys, that's a little more serious.
Okay.
It's not always that easy for us, but y'all know we like to give y'all the conversations that are important. So this one is about people who stay in relationships when they're no longer in love with their partner for the sake of the kids or to save on expenses.
Right.
Do you think that's healthy?
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
Hell no.
Talk to him,
I'm
Lewis.
1,000% on that. Would you?
Think about it. we mentioned a little bit of trauma, right? How traumatic is it for the child to realize, right, that their parents aren't getting along? You're too young to express how you feel, right? But it's obvious in that household.
Yeah.
And how that child turns up after the fact, how much of a negative impact did you really have versus thinking you're having a positive impact by staying together in an unhealthy relationship? How many people do you know as adults right now deal with and then when you find out their family dynamic, it was similar to that? Oh, my mother stayed with my pops and my pops stayed with my mom because of this, but they was always arguing and now I don't even think that women could, you just hear so many things that tie it all back together and you don't realize you're causing more harm than you are any good. If you aren't prepared to be together and you're genuinely in love and you want to continue to procreate and build a larger family for just for the sake of procreating, like I just want more children. If you can't do that with the person that you're with, then maybe you guys should factor in not being together, and that may benefit the child more than anything, in my opinion.
I appreciate your response, Lewis, but I think I have a little bit of a different take. I agree with your answer that I don't think it's healthy, but I'm not thinking about the child, to be honest, to some degree. I'm thinking about me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I show up better as a mother when my mind state is well,
Facts.
right? So I'm thinking so it does have a, sort of like catastrophic or a domino effect that then affects the child. But I think a problem that a lot of parents have is they too often prioritize the children over themselves. When you get on an airplane, they say when a plane is coming down, put the mask over yourself first. Because I can't help that child if I'm not collecting oxygen, right? So sometimes you're doing these things and sacrificing what you think is best for the kids, but really you're just building up your own personal trauma, and when it comes out, likely it's gonna be like an atomic bomb because you've built up so much frustration, anger, anxiety. You're in this house looking at this person you can't stand, don't like them. Your home is not your happy place. That's a problem.
Yeah.
Right? You spend all this money, I buy expensive ass sheets. I like sleeping on silk. I'm all this kind of stuff. And I can't even settle into my sheets comfortably because I got to be like, this nigga over here. You know what I'm saying? I got to walk past your underwear. So my thing is, I think that it's easy to focus on the part of it that impacts the child because I agree, it's unhealthy. But what about you, right? And as an adult, that sacrifice will catch up, I think, at some point. Now, we do know there are people who do it, and they stay in long-ass marriages and whatever the case is. And then they finally get their life back later. I think the child is better off with two parents in their right mind than two parents in their wrong. And in order for me to be in my right mind, someone I don't love, who's no longer serving me, who's no longer keeping my ass happy, and benefiting me in a way that I need and vice versa, this no longer serves us. So I'm all about protecting my peace so I can show up, not just for my children, for my friends, for my family, for my work, for myself, the way I need to. So my advice to a person, if that is your scenario, is to first start with yourself and then look at the things that could be impacted outside of you. But prioritize you, baby.
Well, think about this real quick before y'all answer.
No, for sure.
A child, like that adolescent stage, the brain developing and all that shit you think of that affects the child in their adulthood. Now, as an adult, right, you have a choice to either accept it or not, right? And then after the fact, you can still maneuver who you are. A kid, yeah, absolutely. A child, if they're affected the entire lifetime as far as being a young person to a teenager to a young adult, trying to fix that is a lot tougher. And we see it.
It's on both though. And I'm saying this as a child who has a lot of significant trauma, childhood trauma. you can be one type of attachment style and nurture yourself into other. For people who don't know, like in psychology, there's something that talks about attachment style, and it's ambivalent, disorganized. There's a few of them, secure, and basically it discusses the relationship that you're speaking about how a child was nurtured and what happened to the member, and how that impacts them in their adult life as well. But the reality of it is, the first 12 years of a child's life are what they consider to be the foundational developmental years. Right? So what happens with them in that period of time heavily influences and defines them. But as a person, like I grew up with a mother who has a mental disorder, who also later had a substance abuse issue. Doesn't mean it had to become my outcome, because at some point you reach a point where you get to make a choice. But what I'm saying is no different. I'm saying that I'm a better mother when I think about me first, right? I'm not gonna be the poster child of depression for nobody.
Right.
Because what example am I setting for that child when I'm not taking care of myself? I don't tell my child take care of themselves. I let them see me take care of me, and I let them want to model.
Suit.
Yes, yes. This is how you see. Mommy always takes her bath. She's always doing this. She's keeping it clean. That way they start to model it. So you're right, because they're gonna model that shit they seeing in the households and their future relationships, and they don't. You ever see a person go through that type of trauma and then they literally end up in it when they get grown? Like,
Absolutely.
I watched you get your ass.
Of course.
Love somebody so
Yo, we
much
need to get an
it
album,
makes
an EP for this podcast.
cry.
Crazy.
Have you ever?
True, though.
Needed something so much it makes you cry.
But seriously, it's like they start to
I'm dead.
perpetuate that shit.
Sleep at night.
That's a good. Louis went into that shit for 2 seconds.
I'm tired.
No, but it's real shit. I'm sorry. I just think too many people are like, these fucking kids. I'm trying to.
You guys know how we typically incorporate me asking for food into the segment?
Yeah. Bring her a
We're
slice.
gonna take this opportunity to do that right now.
Bring her a slice.
May I have some potato chips, please?
Potato chips.
Turn the bag over so they can't see what
Wait,
we're
what
in
other
there.
Potato chip alert.
What other
Oh, you
snacks?
came
Since
with
we
the
bringing
ruffles,
snacks,
not the
snacks.
ruffles.
I got some in my bag.
Can we
too,
bring
so
some
put
up
them up.
snacks for the
She just went
table?
from I'm tired to I'm hungry that
Shout
quick.
out to Tyra, who
Not
keeps
the
the
ruffles,
girls
Tyra.
looking great. Tyra, your Instagram is a Tyra's Hair Experience. Make sure you follow her
She
on
was just
Instagram
singing and she said,
at Tyra,
"I'm tired."
Tyra's Hair Experience, because she keeps the
man.
girls together.
Just
And
plug it in.
nurtured
Crazy.
Nurtured with
Just plug it
I
in.
just watched
works
it live in the
closely
flesh. She
with
was saying this
Kendra's
shit. I'm
Boutique.
tired.
Yes.
I want some chips.
You want the perfect duo? Get your hair from Kendra's Boutique and then contact Tyra to do your wig, your install, whatever it is. It's my girl.
Yeah, peace of mind is all that matters. Like, see, people think it's the end all be all. Even if you down in money or you got some kids, you want the best for them. It's light on the other side of the tunnel. You can't be stuck right now like, it's gonna be over there. That could be better tomorrow, might be better a year from now. Pick your ass up and go. You got to have happiness or nothing else matters. I don't give a fuck how much money you got, how many kids you got. If you ain't happy, it's miserable for everybody. And the most important person is you. If you're not right, nothing is right. Peace of mind and happiness overall. We can always get more money, and it's sorry to say, we can make some more kids, definitely get another partner. So what is you doing? So you gotta take care of you and move the on. Shit.
Let the church say amen.
Yeah, come on,
Amen.
man. Throw you up to God.
Now, what's the second part of this question? What advice do you give people living with a partner when the love is going? That's what you was giving advice.
Leave
on,
them.
right?
Yeah, leave them.
I had clunked out a little bit. I get a little lightheaded.
Yeah, you said I'm tired. I'm tired and hungry.
I'm surprised you ain't take a bite when we took our little.
I say come
when
up
we
with a
take break
plan.
earlier, shit
Yep.
like that.
Understand what's happening in that relationship. Come up with a plan.
Yep.
And execute.
Get out.
Bottom
Get the
line.
fuck on.
Definitely agree
Move
with
on.
the plan part.
Let's move to teleprompter.
Because I do think that it's not what you do, it's how you do it.
Yeah.
So even when you reach the point where you
Plan
realize
helps.
that this is no longer working, if you two can be mature enough to sit down and have a conversation about how to best transition the situation in a way that has the minimal blowback and damage on everybody involved, especially the kids. In that instance, I definitely am with that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, that'd be ideal.
You want to share while
You can't just wing it in life sometimes.
Not really.
Sometimes you can, sometimes you can't.
If you have a good conversation with that partner, you know we don't love each other no more, baby. But listen, I'm about to leave. So this is what we're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? You get that, get that. I'm gone. So like, what's gonna be the best transition for me to get the away from you and you get the away from me? You know what I'm saying?
So the question of the week is, I had a really fast engagement and marriage to my husband. We met, we got married in under a year. We are both spontaneous people, and we just decided to say, it, okay? F it. I won't entertain any new guys, but I secretly hold on to some old faithfuls that I have had for decades.
What?
Whoa. The other guys know I'm married, and 2 of them even came to the wedding.
Shout out to them.
Scandalous. This is the moment where Rob would probably say, "City girls up." I am hoping my marriage lasts forever, but am I wrong for holding on to some guys just in case it doesn't?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
You are definitely wrong.
You're embarrassing.
What kind of question is that?
Right.
You're going to ask us a question that you already know the answer to, so it must be rhetorical. You really don't want to answer.
Yeah.
You
That
know
shit
you
gotta go
wrong for doing that. If you still holding on to these dudes, then the man you married isn't the man you should have married, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You're asking us because you want us to maybe make you feel better about the decision you made, but I can't do that, boo-boo.
Yeah.
Or, we can't do that.
We can't do that.
You done f***ed up, homie.
Yeah, I don't think you're spontaneous. I think you're scandalous. How dare you do that in the sanctity of God? You getting married and you got all this abomination going on behind closed doors. We need you struck down. We don't appreciate you. I don't care if you watch this show every time. It's embarrassing. You know what I'm saying?
First off, let's start with the fact that she didn't say at what capacity
Don't
that
matter.
she keeps them. She didn't
They were
say
at
that
the
she's
wedding,
having
right?
sex with them. She also did not specify whether or not she consulted with her partner, whether if they're okay with that or not. Okay, she didn't say.
She
that
did say they know the partner, but the partner don't know him.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying. But I'm just trying to say we don't know if she said, "Are you okay with them coming?" He might not know them on a personal level, but we don't know because she didn't elaborate on that enough.
Okay.
The next part of that is she didn't say she was cheating on her husband.
She premeditated the cheating.
You
No.
remember Dwayne Wayne, Whitley Gilbert, and Byron Scott? Whitley, please, I'm sorry, Byron. Oh, and then he runs over there.
Waiting.
That could have happened.
Premeditated murder
could've
worse than
happened.
second-degree
And y'all know the
manslaughter.
episode I'm talking about. Different world. We love y'all, but still, that was
I'm just saying that
Super foul. I
know what you're
sometimes
saying.
you can have friendships with people, right?
Yeah.
Never.
And it's platonic. It might not be. I'm not saying that this is her situation. I'm not saying it. But we cannot immediately crucify her as if, because let me just say this. This takes me back to my conversations with Cash. Let's just say, because y'all don't know this, okay? Let's get into some things.
She don't
all right?
either. She just married him met him 2 days ago.
Exactly. So if
Spontaneous.
she don't know the how the we know the
We
don't.
So let's just say she finds
But
out.
this ain't about him.
I'm just saying, let's
About
just
her
say she finds out, right, that he ain't shit. Let's just say. Now she has completely ended and severed all her
She
relationships.
got married. This
from-
ain't her boyfriend. No,
Everybody
Rob.
supposed to be annihilated
This
right
is
then
her
and there.
husband.
This is
when
marriage.
she made that decision
She got.
Ridiculous.
to
She
say
got.
I
She shouldn't have said I
do.
do. I don't disagree with you. But
Why
if you
can't she have friends? What
No,
does
no,
that
no,
have to do
so-
with anything?
so-
No
At the end
woman
of
should
the
have no
show-
male friends
Just to
like
make sure
that.
I get this right.
Read
Can
that
we
last
roll
part,
back?
please.
Yes, because this is not friends. This is very clear to me. Some
Ain't no
old
male
If we
friends
don't
with my
work
woman.
out-
I secretly hold on to, so it's evident he doesn't know, right? She said, I won't entertain any new guys, but she's still messing with them old flames.
It doesn't say that anywhere in the sentence.
She calls them old faithfuls. We know old faithfuls.
Old faithful, come on,
flames.
you
Well,
gotta
you
spout
cannot
the water
put
out.
words in her mouth. This is all I'm
An
saying.
old faithful-
Let's read this over. She says, I
Read it
won't
again.
entertain.
Why would she be writing us about
I
keeping
won't-
friendships with guys
I
that she
won't
had friendships
entertain
with?
any.
Yeah.
New, maybe because the simple fact that he's not aware that she still has a dynamic between them. That doesn't mean they're
Why would it
fucking.
be a problem for
I
her
won't
husband that she know these
entertain
guys?
any new guys, but I secretly hold on to some old faithfuls that I've had for decades. That
The
means
other
these
guys
niggas.
know I'm married, and 2 of them even came to the wedding.
And I'm holding on to them
So
because just in case it don't work out.
completely oblivious,
Right.
That these are guys.
I don't
that were
see the
old
word
faithfuls.
oblivious anywhere.
Her husband doesn't know. Secretly is there. Secret secretly means it is hidden from him.
Oh yeah.
Because if he knew who these men were,
Move it up a little bit. Let me see what the.
Right
what,
there,
what,
it says, F it. I won't entertain any new gods, but I secretly.
Now go down a little bit. Let me go
Secret
back.
already
Let me see.
threw it all the way off. Why you got
Damn,
secrets
it's
from me,
away.
bitch?
I'm married
hoping
and some even came to
my
the wedding. I'm hoping.
Bitch,
I'm
why you
hoping
got
my
secrets?
marriage lasts forever, but am I
wrong
wrong for holding on to
some
some
guys
guys just in case
she
it
holding on to
doesn't?
friends just in case. Right? These is dudes that she holding on to because she thinks she can fuck them. Okay, that she could be with
Right.
them or whatever.
Ain't
How
no
dare you
friends
put
with my
words in her
girl. My
mouth
girl ain't
like
got
that?
no
Why would it be a
friends with
powerful
no
hold
niggas.
onto friends?
Because some guys
The
don't
f-
want you to
outta here.
have.
Well, she never
relationships.
said that. She
Never.
said she never. We don't know that this guy's a power.
Do us a favor, sis. Call us.
Yeah, call
Okay,
Here's
us.
no,
what I'm
for
gonna say
real.
to sis though.
Call
Can I
us.
say this? Because
Hello?
we don't want you to feel
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
can't send in your.
Yeah, we talking about you.
No, listen.
no, you
not
fucked up.
calling
You fucked
her.
up.
She called me right now, right?
Let me talk to her.
You want to speak to her? Hold
Yeah.
on. Organic want to
I
speak.
don't know if you want
to
Yeah,
talk to her.
now, let her know.
Bitch, get a divorce.
You heard it here
I'm gonna
first.
say this. My advice
No,
for this woman is, on a serious note, you wrote in for help, and I don't want people to feel like they can't. But I also believe you wrote in for one of two reasons. You want an honest answer. Two, you might know the answer and you might need validation, or you looking for somebody to consent your bull. Right? But here's what I'm gonna say in my experience, and I'm gonna step into my professional space right now.
Okay.
Right? A person who jumps into relationships quickly, spontaneously, marriage, has these attachments that they can't let go of, is likely somebody who has some past stuff or traumas or whatever you need to deal with, because you need to ask yourself why you feel the need to hold on to a person in case your person don't work. What is wrong with, if your person don't work, why do you have to jump to the next thing right away? Why do you, instead of trying to figure out why you got married spontaneously in the first place to somebody who you are having these types of reservations about, right? If it is you holding on to these old flames, and I don't know that it is, but if there's a sexual attachment, there's definitely some promiscuous stuff there. And then in that case, you, again, need to do the work and figure out why you're so promiscuous. Because I think people think that a sexual person has to be a promiscuous person. Two things don't have to be the truth.
Right.
You're asking, are you wrong? Your direct question to us is, am I wrong for holding on to some guys just in case it doesn't? The answer is yes.
Most definitely.
Because the moment you stood at that altar and you agreed,
Ain't no
right,
more plan
before
Bs.
God, right, to take this person's hand in marriage, that's where you were wrong. You could have continued to date this guy because you said
Yep.
it was new.
Right.
There's a lot you didn't know. And so you felt
Spontaneous.
sure. Because by the time you get married, you shouldn't feel the need to invite your old faithfuls to your wedding to sit in an audience. That is so disrespectful.
Yeah,
How do you
she
even
tried.
invite them? Like, hey, guess what?
It's so
I
disrespectful.
know we ain't fucking, but you can come.
If he don't
see
know,
me
it's
ma-
disrespectful. It's
Most,
disrespectful.
yeah,
So all
secretly.
I'm saying is,
It's over.
I think you just need to do some internal seeking to figure out why it is that you feel it is necessary. What about your current partner makes you feel the need to keep someone on reservation, and then go from there. But if you're asking, are you wrong?
You're dead wrong.
You ain't even planned that.
And
Come
so
on, man.
Lewis, Jarvis, and Cash all believe that you're wrong. But
Dead wrong.
I have additional questions for clarity. But just off of just the bottom part of the sentence, I don't ever believe there's something wrong with a person having a backup plan. And I feel that
City
way.
girls up. I said that.
And
when
I
was
feel
with
that
you.
way when
right.
it comes to all things, makeup, stylists, production crew.
I see your point in that.
If you don't have another number that you can dial in case of an emergency, you drown.
That's diabolical.
I'm sorry.
I think that applies on a lot of cases, but
I'm sorry.
But a
Not
marriage.
marriage. Yeah, story time.
Look at
Hell
We
no,
gotta
I'm not
put a
doing
line
either. I
somewhere.
feel her.
I'm sorry.
But
I
that's
wouldn't
not
do
a
it.
That's your
problem.
feeling. Yeah.
I
She
don't
not
think it's a
having-
problem. I think there's a problem if you're lying and having sex with a person.
Secret.
She
She's
said
secret.
You're
No,
my
no.
secret.
See,
That's a
so
song.
y'all really believe that she's actually having sex with multiple other people?
No.
That's
The
not what
audience and
she's
the wedding,
saying.
She might well. If she
She's
gonna hide
not
it like
saying
that,
She's
she
not
might well
saying
be
that. I
fucking.
don't think that she. I really don't. Honest to God, I don't believe that that's what she's saying.
But
I
that's
think
the only
that she's
suggest that
saying,
cheating is just sex. You can emotionally cheat. You can cheat on your
Yeah.
partner in other ways
or
than
she
physical.
could have created a organic friendship with people that's
Ain't
on
no
her
friendship with
back.
no man
If you
and no
cannot tell
woman.
She don't even know him
Unless
that
you
well
doing
yet, so
business.
why does she marry him?
Anything outside of business,
Back to the main point.
ain't no
Why'd you
friends with
marry
no
him?
man.
What's her name, sis?
Simple as that.
Please send us
Big
another
sis.
message. I just need clarity on whether or not you are having sex with them or not. That's all I need to know. And if you're not having sex with them, I'ma stick beside you.
I'm not.
Can I say something to her? All right, let me tell you this. We're going to keep it 100. Miss, you asked us a question about, do we think you're wrong? I think you're wrong. But I'm going to tell you this. Your relationship will not work. So those backups you got, hold on to them. Because if you're thinking about backups, that means you're not putting in enough effort into the marriage.
Ain't no plan B's in the
I
marriage.
think that means that you're a strategist.
No,
I think
shit.
that means that you
manipulative.
realize.
Another word for strategist could be manipulative.
I think
Rob.
that you realize that you've done something that's spontaneous. It could really work out,
So get it
or
on
you
with
could
it.
end up hurt. And you could also figure out and find out that the person you marry, you have no idea who this person is because you didn't know each other that
He
long.
don't got no idea who she
Or we
is.
could find out,
Shit,
or we could find
evidently.
out that he's a stand-up dude. And I think the worst part about this is you're figuring your out on somebody else's time.
Right.
Right? That time is the only thing we spend that we can never get a return on. We could spend money, blow money, you can get that million.
Do you guys think it's more likely that?
But no,
do you
wait,
guys
hold
think
on,
that it's
Rob,
more
hold on.
likely that he's a good man,
It's possible.
or that he's probably
It's
ain't
possible.
any
She
mother
seems to be
way?
a little impulsive to me.
Which one you think it more likely
I don't
that
think
it
he
is?
ain't shit. I
I
think
think
she
Who do
they
you
both
think
ain't
is
shit.
more likely?
They got spontaneous marriage. They're
Is it
both
more
weirdos.
likely that he's
Get them out of here.
Y'all
Both.
think?
So we're gonna sit out here
stand
in
on
this
that.
universe, Rob, where
They're
there's a
both
lot of
strange.
men who are scared to commit. You got a man who saw you, who saw something in you, who decided that he saw enough in you to want to make you his wife, right? I can't believe this guy's all bad. Now, we don't know him, but based off of what I'm seeing, I can't focus on him. You're still wrong for figuring this on his time because he over there at La La Land.
Been doing it to us for a long time.
But that don't make it right. That don't make it right.
Let me know if y'all or not.
You know what I'm saying? It don't make it right. I think you emotionally him over.
You know what,
Figure out
brother?
your shit.
Whoever you are,
City girls
you
up.
write us the
No, I'm
question
just-
because it's
I
probably the
said
same
what I said.
motherfucking question.
When I read
I
it,
married this lady.
He don't even know.
He
don't even know.
He gonna be like, I married this lady spontaneously,
Rob about to give her membership to
I
the
got some
club.
hoes on the
Right.
side just in case it don't work.
Right.
And then we gonna be like, oh,
There
here
we
they go.
go.
That's
So,
the
Rob,
same
if a
lady.
man wrote in with this
Come on.
question.
He wrong too.
I would say honestly the same thing. I'd be like, at the end of the day, you're gonna cheat anyway. This is the biggest thing.
Damn.
Like, y'all have to stop taking out the point of the fact that y'all is gonna cheat regardless. Why are we acting like this is not gonna happen and that we're dealing with men that are honest and faithful and don't cheat?
But women do it too.
Everybody, all
That
men
sound like
are
a good man to me,
men-
this
all
guy.
men
do
cheat.
too, right? I think, okay, let's be real. We talk about men, we know what they is. But women is getting good.
They the best.
They getting good.
I salute
better.
women for being
we're
so
a little
good.
bit more calculated, because like you said,
They won't
with
catch
all due
'em.
respect to y'all could do some dumb shit.
All day.
We're just a lot more. This woman brought them to the wedding. We know she's sneaky with her shit. We know she. Matter
This-
of
this
fact,
is what I say all the
if
time.
you're
And that was
looking for
James
a
and John's, her two
job,
brothers.
We
if
gotta
you need a
salute.
job,
We gotta salute women
They
more
were his
for being
groomsmen.
good cheaters,
Oh,
right?
can you have my
They
cousins as your
figured it out.
groomsmen?
Right.
Oh,
They
yeah,
figured
these
it
my
out.
niggas.
And that
Yeah.
saved us from heartbreak. That saved us from a lot that women cheat so well. So I salute women for being great cheaters. We need to
Listen,
salute them more.
but
Keep
you
it
gotta
hidden.
acknowledge that
Ignorance
you're
is
one of the
bliss,
greats.
baby. Keep that away from me. I find out.
But
Your head on the
seriously,
wall.
It's time for the get it off my chest segment, and I think that we got the right energy in the room to transition straight
Who gonna
into
talk about it today? Who gonna do
But
it?
I heard Organic got some on his mind that he want to get off his chest.
Yeah,
right now.
always
so get it
do.
up off of there. What's up?
You know what I'm saying? You know, I get up on 315. Bam, bam, bam. But listen up. So let me tell y'all something, man. Everybody, this go for men and women. Don't ask for something for somebody you don't do for yourself. And that goes from anything from monetary sums to support to whatever. Don't be like looking for something for somebody you're not doing for yourself or you're not doing for others. You know, it's the golden rule for a reason. You know, you don't want, don't do on others you don't want for yourself, or do to others as you want for
What you
yourself.
want for yourself?
Yeah, like it's very big. That reciprocation is very big, and I
What's so
see a
funny
lot of
about
people
that?
lose that.
I went to military school. A lot of people don't know that. I went to a Marine Corps school, and my commandant used to always tell me, because I used to be a senior staff sergeant. I used to a senior NCO, and which means is that I had authority over some of the other students. But he used to always tell me, right? He used to always, I got you.
Yeah,
Sorry.
boom.
But he used to always tell me that when I discipline them for some shit that they fucked up with, don't have them do nothing that you wouldn't do yourself.
Right.
Like, don't make
Don't
them do
overdo
push-ups
it.
if you ain't willing to do some push-ups with
Right.
them. Don't make them just, because whatever they got in trouble for, you're going to have to do twice of it.
Right.
Right? So that shit you just said, that was the thing that taught me, like, yo, be careful what you put out, because you might get that back and
Facts.
you might get it tenfold.
Yeah,
So,
that's true.
Yeah,
I just realized that, like, cause people. That's why you don't have too many friends if you really, you know what I'm saying, official, or you're really giving people 100% of you. So you very be mindful of that. Of people don't do for you as you do for them. Reciprocation is very, very important. You know, and watch out for that. Physically, mentally, monetarily, spiritually, whatever it is, man. Give on to others you want for yourself, or don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Fuck
don't
it.
take them up for granted either.
Fuck
Because
'em,
sometimes
fuck 'em.
people give and give and give, but
Straight
when they
up.
see you on some bullshit, you ain't giving it back.
Yep, it's
You
really.
might
I think it's
find
called
yourself in the corner
reciprocity. I think it's reciprocity,
Yes.
whatever it is.
Yes.
It's like that's human nature. If I do for you, eventually you should do for me. Or you're just an evil, weird person. Like how you just gonna keep taking and not giving? Something ain't right with you, baby. Your ass got to go.
I got some news to announce.
You know
I'm
it's real.
anemic and I have an iron deficiency.
Anemic. That's good. Anemic, cool. You're a little cold.
That's why I feel cold in this motherfucker.
Hey, but that's the end of this episode, right? On the contrary,
Yes.
episode done.
Thank
Hope
you
everybody had a
all
great
for
day.
joining us.
Yeah, next episode
We'll
coming
see
soon.
you
Son of
next
bitches.
week.
Yeah.
Deuces.